Good evening. Good evening, and welcome to this, our fourth lesson in the Eurythmy for a Restful Sleep short series. And in the weeks building up to this, we've met all of the exercises that we're going to learn. And so tonight we'll go through them in a rich sequence. I understand that we have a couple of new people with us this evening. Thank you very much and welcome for coming. You might find that some of these exercises are building on a foundation of experiences that you're new to. And for that, I have to say, welcome and come on back for our next series. And you can start with us building some of the foundational work, okay? I've been very, very happy to get emails from a number of you in the past week assuring me that these exercises are helping you. You can't imagine how gratifying that is for me to know that people are sleeping better. Remember, please, that I encourage you to do these exercises in the evening, especially if you have a hard time falling to sleep. As you probably have already heard, read, learned, it's good for you to start shifting gears, turning off your computers, coming back to self, spirit, soul, quieting yourself down in plenty of time before you go to bed so that the thoughts of the days stop running through your mind. Please remember also that from the beginning I said there are different reasons for not falling asleep or not having a restful sleep. And I've been focusing on what is really, in my understanding, one of the primary reasons, and that's for people who have an overstressed nervous system, which is nearly everyone nowadays. Our life body, our etheric body is constantly quivering with the stresses of life, with the electronic media, with all that we have to accomplish, even with driving our cars. And we need to soothe that so that it can confidently trust the realm of sleep. So the etheric body and the physical body can lie gently in bed, and your higher being, your astral body, and your ego can disengage, releasing from the nervous system and expanding back into their spiritual home. So essentially, at night, we live in two dimensions. We become unconscious because our minds cannot perceive all of the fine and powerful things that go on in spirit. And the other part of us is resting in bed, lying flat, reinvigorating itself, gaining new life to get ready for the next day. One of the pictures that I gave you was to remember that it helps to know that your angel is waiting for you. And even if you're lying in bed not sleeping, you can imagine your angel just wrapping arms around you, saying, "Child, come when you can, but accept my peace as you lie here." And for that, let me read once again, as I've done every week, this verse Rudolf Steiner wrote about going to sleep and meeting our angel. I go to sleep till I awaken, my soul will be in the spiritual world, and there will meet the higher being who guides me through this earthly life. My higher being who is ever in the spiritual world, who hovers about my head. My soul will meet this being, even the guardian angel, the guiding genius of my life. And when I waken again, this meeting will have been. I shall have felt the wafting of those wings. The wings of my angel will have touched my soul. So, in this mood, let us begin. We're going to begin by rolling our shoulders. And we're rolling our shoulders just to shake out some of that tension, get those kinks out of your shoulders, especially for those who've been doing computers. You may shake your hands, you may shake anything you want. You must convince your head that you can stop worrying about things. Feel your body. And now, the first exercise that we are going to do is this exercise called laughing and awe. And this is the soul gesture, laughter, and the movement awe. And again, you must allow yourself to just get a little bit silly. This is the gesture you remember. You pull up as if you've got tension in your head. You go, and then radiate down towards the earth through your lower body. And again, and I'm saying the sound ha, but with it is this laughter sound. Ah. And I think it's most effective if you laugh with me. And again, now you remember we're always trying to open the backspace. So as you do this, think about the space behind you as well. Yeah. And one more time. Good. And now remind yourself of your feet. Let your energy flow to your feet. And we're going to do this wonderful slow walking. And the first weeks I told you you could walk with your heels first. I don't mind if you do that, but I'm going to give you the formal threefold walking again. I'll walk in a diagonal just so you can see it well. Remember, your feet are the will part of you. And with your feet, you are carrying your heart through the world. And every step consists of this movement forward. And I want us to feel our feet and feel that they're talking to the earth. We'll go backwards. And as you move, the foot is freeing itself light, carrying, and place. Lift and carry. This is the balance moment. And place. Lift, carry, and place. And forwards again. Many of you have been doing this with me for months. And you'll remember with this, we practice carrying the heart and feeling your feet talking to the earth. Once again, I use the phrase get out of your head. Be sure you're breathing. And indeed, exaggerate the placing and the releasing. There you go. And again. And we'll do it again. Exaggerate it. There's an inhale and a wonderful warm exhale. And an inhale and an exhale. Carry, place, releasing your energy. And sometimes it helps to make the place even slower so that you're really getting down out of your head. And take a nice exhalation. And the more you feel just the lushness of your relaxed body, the better. Yes. And now we have this pulsating exercise of short, long of rhythm. And let's remember how we set that up, that we come forwards and then back. And once again, let me remind you the structure. Coming forwards is the eurythmy equivalent for waking up, even of getting a little stressed, of doing the things in the world. And going backwards in eurythmy is the equivalent of falling into deep sleep. Coming forwards is getting engaged in the sense world. Going back is releasing. So we're practicing coming in and letting go. And now we've been practicing pulsating with that. So we take one movement forward and one even slower movement back. And now we evolve that we take 2 steps forward and 2 even slower steps back. Feel your back. Don't look at the screen. 3 steps forward. 1, 2, 3. And 3 very wonderful steps backwards, and don't look at the screen. And 4 steps forward. And 4 steps back. 5 steps forward. And 5 very slow steps back. And rest. Change your breathing. And try again. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You go back. Remember, don't look at the screen. Imagine that you have eyes in the back of your head, in the back of your heart. Again, did that change your breathing? One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breathe. And I always emphasize how important it is to feel your back space. I call that the night space, the listening space, the space of dreams. And we practice that even more when we do the angel wings feeling Hopefully, your shoulders are relaxed here. Lift your arms like great wings above your head. And then, as if you have the wings of a great bird, you unfurl them and then you fold them behind yourself like that. And lift them up again. And as I've said, imagine that your angel is behind you, watching you. And last week, we took the next step and we imagine that the angel is doing the exact opposite movement. So as you lower your arms, your wings, I want you to see a counter movement with your mind's eye behind you. So that counter movement, those invisible etheric wings are above your head. Now, as you raise your arms, the counter movement is going down behind you. And as you lower your arms, physically, an etheric counter movement is rising behind you. And as you raise your arms, those invisible wings are lowering. And rest. Feel your back really very beautifully open, as if you can now see the night stars behind you. Now, we went on to do the exercise with 4 sounds: L, A, M, and Ha. Here, I'm particularly solicitous about the newcomers who might not know the sounds well, but you'll have to just journey with us. All right. Let's create first 3 times the beautiful sound L, going into darkness, lifting hands together until the top, and then you unfold as if a rainbow is spanning between your 2 hands. And again, down, curved arms, up, and unfurl. There's so many narratives we can use it on a purely poetic realm. We say we go down into darkness and lift it into light. Or we can say we go and grow a tree. We'll do that next time. Now we go back with 3 steps with an ah, feeling your back. Here, you shouldn't be looking at the camera, but feeling as if you have a star between your hands. And now the sound M. Come forward, M. And this one has a different effect on you, and it belongs to the healing sequence. It has the effect of harmonizing your breathing. And now the sound H. And here you are, open to the backspace and feel the stars on your back as you lower your arms and rest. We'll do that again. And again, I'll speak you through it. I'll talk you through it. With the L, we have the sound of life and love and light. We go down with curved arms into a point of tension, and then we allow light to draw us upwards. Levity. We keep our hands together until the top so that the unfolding is a real accomplishment. And again, we go down and out of the depths, we arise to a new beginning. And doing as the sound L does, we go down into gravity. Yeah. As I said before, we could imagine you're growing a tree out of the roots. The sap begins to rise. It rises and unfolds in the light. And now we go back with the sound ah from your heart. You move back with praise and gratitude and wonder for the light. Once again, you don't look up, but you feel up. You feel this whole crown chakra. Everything from your heart up is giving praise to the heights. And then comes the M. And I've told you before, it's such a wonderful sound and not so easy to teach. The sound of the middle system. I'm going to start with this is my right hand, with my right hand back and my left hand forwards. And as I move my right hand forward, if I do this with stepping, I move my right hand and right foot in perfect harmony. And then the left hand and the left foot. And each movement is a wonderful exhalation, emptying yourself of tension. And well, now this big H, again, out of your shoulder blades, you're going to say, I open myself once again to the stars. This time I will lower my arms and feel my entire back all the way down to my heels. And, you know, I feel etherically as if I've done a kind of backflip. I've gone and come back into my heels and then stand up at the end. All right, let's do that again. Mm. Yes. Yeah. Wow. Mm. 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 Feel all the way through your back. And again. Mm. Mm. Down and backwards. All. Mm. 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 And one last time, so 5 times in a row. And remember how important it is to go down. And I love to tell people you're only allowed to go to the heights if you've gone into the depth. Make sure that you go as far down as you're going to go up. Down. Ah. Really into having a breathing relationship to your body. Um, mm, and without looking at the screen, just feel your back all the way down the back of your leg. You come to your heels. Now, as you stand, you feel balance between your front space and your back space. Thank you. Now, in previous lessons, we've also done the reverence exercise. Let's do that 5 times. If you do the ha, you might not want to or need to do the reverence again, but it's a perfect exercise for working against insomnia. So let's just review that. We come forward with a grateful, gratitude filled and then ah, and this is the that we've done already, and go right down through your back. Shiny behind you. Yes. And again, long, on, and this is a gesture of reverence. And in reverence, you praise the stars, always shining in the skies. Yes. And again, um, praising the skies. And again, um, breathe, reverence. And one last time. Ah. I hope you feel much better than you did 20 minutes ago, that you can feel in your body how much this eurythmy practice changes you. Like the space around you is alive and you're open to it. We're going to end this series with what is the most beautiful practice in eurythmy, the Hallelujah. And in this series, we've been working with the Hallelujah as a cleansing for the heart. And let's just remember, when we go into the spiritual world with our angel, we review what we've done during the day from a spiritual perspective. And it is so helpful to go into sleep having had this devotional hallelujah, this prayer that you're at peace with what you've done for the day, cleansing yourself. So please join me. I purify myself of everything that hinders me from looking upon God. And now with the H, open myself to the Spirit. And in this case, I'm going to draw the sound right into my heart. Ah. There I find a seed that wants to grow, a little L, the most tender flower of my heart, and a second L, and a third L, and a fourth L, and a fifth, and I fold my arms in front of me and I do it reverentially. Okay. And now, with all the doors open, now free, now free to take in the gifts of the Spirit. And from below upwards, I gather my forces and lead them to the Spirit. From the Spirit, I receive my ego. I offer all that I am back to God. And the breath of the Spirit returns me to myself. Thank you. Thank you for being along on this journey. And I sincerely hope that it helps you to find your way into a restful sleep. This concludes the 4-part Eurythmy for a Restful Sleep series. I want to thank all of you for coming, and especially thank all of you who have found yourself in a position to make the contributions that make this possible for me to do. And I'm going to start the next series next week. And on my website, you'll already find the link there to register. And as I said to you last week, many people are going to get the COVID vaccine in the weeks ahead. And I asked my colleague, an anthroposophical physician, if he had some advice or something we could do in Eurythmy to strengthen our capacity to take in this vaccine. And he gave me a series of exercises. Some of you have been doing the immune support exercises with me already for many months. And the exercises that we will do include some of those and also a couple of new exercises. So if you'd like to join us for that, you'd be most welcome. Thank you so much. And Michelle, do we have any questions or comments?
We do, and you just answered Joyce's question. So there we go, check. And then Janine, okay, hang on just a second. Let me scroll up. Some of the questions were a little bit long.
Okay.
Here we go. So Christine said, I don't have a hard time falling asleep, but always wake up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. Usually I fall back to sleep with no problem. But sometimes I wake up too early, 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., and can't get back to sleep. Is there anything to do about too early waking?
I want to be practical. Take advantage of it. Come out and meet me on the bike trail, Christine. It's a beautiful time of day. If it's 4 or 5 in the morning, 4 o'clock is perhaps a bit early. 5:30, a great time to start listening to the birds in this series, in this season. So no, if you want to get up and do something, you can do the hallelujah, but it's also really a good time to be awakingly dreaming, I think. We should go into breakout rooms and let people talk to each other about that, but not right now. We're not set up for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Janine asked, what is the name of this sequence, please? The LAMH.
LAMH.
Oh, thank you.
I it's one of the series that Rudolf Steiner gave, but for harmonizing the breathing for people who are too tightly in the head. And among other things, it's helpful for helping with sleep.
There we go. And that is it. We are set.
Great. Thank you. And I wish you all a wonderful and restful sleep. As I said before, those of you who are on the East Coast, you're ready to put on your pajamas. Those of us on the West Coast, we're still looking at a beautiful bright sky out there. And those of you who are in Asia, it'll be a few hours yet, won't it? Great. Thank you so much. And I'll see some of you in the continued series. And I hope you're getting the Easter essays that I'm writing and enjoying them too. Thank you. Bye.